You ever feel like AI is this giant wave of opportunity, but you're just kind of stuck on the shore, totally overwhelmed by all the tools and all the hype? Well, that's exactly what we're tackling today. We're going to look at a real, systematic approach, a blueprint, if you will, for architecting automated income streams, all powered by AI. Okay, let's dive right in. So here's our game plan. We're going to start by unpacking what's called the AI wealth gap. Then we'll talk strategy, how to position yourself for profit. After that, we'll walk through the actual blueprint, see it in action with some killer real-world examples. And then, right at the end, I'll share the one single key that makes this whole thing work. All right, first up, the AI wealth gap. Now, this isn't about who has the fanciest AI. Nope. It's about the massive gap between just knowing about AI and actually knowing how to systematically make money from it. And that feeling of being overwhelmed? That's not a problem. It's actually where the opportunity really begins. And this right here perfectly illustrates the huge shift we're talking about. You go from feeling overwhelmed, trading hours for dollars, to having a crystal clear blueprint and an income stream that works for you. It's a total game changer. You stop being just a user of tools and you become the architect of a system. So the big question is, how do we actually make that shift? Well, it all comes down to one core principle. It's not about being the best coder or some AI genius. It's about being the smartest connector in the room. And that principle is called AI value arbitrage. Now, don't let the fancy term fool you. The most important word here is between. You're positioning yourself between the tool and the customer. You don't have to build the AI, and you don't have to be the end user. You just have to be the smart one who builds the bridge between what an AI can do and what a market desperately needs done. And this whole idea plays out in three main ways. First, tool to solution. You take a general tool, say like ChatGPT, and you turn it into a very specific service, like an AI-powered scriptwriter for YouTubers. Second, knowledge to implementation. This is for all the people who know they should be using AI but have no clue how. You become their guide. And third, content to product. You use AI to take a bunch of blog posts or maybe a video and instantly spit it up into an ebook or a course. Now, to make this idea even more concrete, let's think about it like an income dam. This is a really powerful way to visualize how you can capture all this value that most people are just letting flow right past them. Just picture it. Opportunities, client problems, market needs. They're like a river flowing past us 24/7. And most people, they just stand on the bank and watch it go by. But an AI-powered system, that's your dam. It doesn't have to create the river. It just has to be strategically built to capture some of that flow and channel it into reservoirs of steady, automated income. Okay, so we've got the big idea. We know we need to build a dam, but how do we actually do it? Let's get into the nitty-gritty, the actual step-by-step blueprint for making this whole thing a reality. The entire process is built around a framework called the ARCHITECT method. Now, we're not going to break down the whole acronym today, but just know that this gives you a repeatable, reliable path to follow from your first spark of an idea all the way to a finished system. And it really breaks down into 4 straightforward phases. You start with a leverage scan, which is basically looking at what skills and knowledge you already have. Then comes tool selection, finding the perfect AI tool for the job, not just the newest, shiniest one. After that, you actually design the automation. You map out the whole workflow. And finally, and this is key, you launch with an implementation sprint. The goal here is speed, not perfection. Just get version 1 out the door. So, does this blueprint actually work in the real world? Does it build anything that makes real money? You bet it does. Let's look at some incredible examples of these AI-powered income systems in action. Okay, now check this out. Look at the variety here, and look at these numbers. An AI content service bringing in over $4,000 a month. A simple library of AI prompts earning almost $11,500. And this AI-enhanced coaching model is my favorite. It let a coach scale from just 10 clients to 65, massively boosting their income while actually reducing their working hours. I mean, come on. These aren't just theories. These are real working systems. So, what's the common thread here? What makes all these different ideas work? Well, it boils down to these key factors. Every single one of them found that sweet spot between an AI tool and a market need. They automated like crazy, but they kept a little bit of that high-value human touch. And, critically, every single one prioritized speed over perfection. They started small and simple, and then they built on it. And that brings us to our final and honestly our most important section. We have the concept, we have the blueprint, we have the proof that it works, but there's one last piece that ties it all together, the one thing that separates potential from actual profit. It really all comes down to this one simple, powerful truth. You can have the greatest blueprint in the world, the most brilliant ideas, but none of it means a thing if you don't take action. The wealth isn't created in the learning, it's created in the doing, in the implementation. That is the final non-negotiable step. So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a question to really chew on. Thinking about your unique skills, your interests, and everything we've talked about today, what is the very first, simplest, AI-powered value stream that you could build? Because that is where the architecture of your wealth truly begins.